Hey everyone, welcome to Unique Ways with Thomas Gerard, an audio podcast. Got a really great guest on today. She's from Mexico City and has a bachelor's degree in visual communication. One of her passions is helping brands find their own voice and personality through design. She's currently studying web development and marketing to help businesses reach the right market. Please join me in welcoming Andy Herrera. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Are you ready for 20 questions?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, question one. Tell me a little bit more about yourself. What do you do?
Well, as you said, I studied in Mexico, University Visual Communication. I graduated in 2020. Then I started working on a branding studio. And there I found that a lot of clients wanted us to program their websites, but we didn't really have someone who did that. So we always had to hire someone externally. So I thought it would be interesting to learn how to do that. And I started researching on places I could study. Since I didn't want to study another career, I decided to do a 1-year program. And that's how I found Bannerts. And here I am.
Great. And just a note for our audience, if you guys are interested in other Vancouver episodes, check out our early supporter, Dr. Garnett Hertz. Great episode there. So question two, what's a key piece of knowledge that makes you different?
I don't know if it makes me different, but I was thinking about it, and I really believe in teamwork, especially working on projects. Something that I've thought about a lot lately is that you don't have to do everything on your own, that you can always rely on people, especially if you don't know how to do something, or maybe there is someone who is more qualified to do something that you're not so good at. So I guess relying on people is always good, and it also helps to take away stress.
Great. And number three, why this of all things? Why do you do what you do?
Well, I guess since I was a kid, I always liked the creative part of life. I always spent a lot of time drawing, making comic books, lettering, painting, and which was kind of odd because most of my family are scientific, like they studied chemistry or they're engineers. So I was kind of like the only one who was always drawing and doing this kind of stuff. But yeah, I think it's something that I've always been interested in.
Great. So some people struggle with number four, but the question is, what does your future look like?
Oh yeah, it was a tough one. I really don't know. I mean, I guess I want to be hopeful. I mean, I'm excited about what's gonna happen next, but also I'm nervous because there are a lot of things that I don't know and I can't control. But I don't know. I'm trying to be positive about it, and yeah, I want to be hopeful about it.
Great. And number five, we say is unique to this show. The question is, let's talk about location. How does the notion of place play into what you do?
This was also a tough one because I was thinking that, I don't know, in Mexico, from my experience, design is not very appreciated by most people. I mean, there are obviously exceptions, but talking in general, people usually think that designing is something easy that they can do themselves, and they think it's not worth paying the money for. And if you are like, I mean, obviously, as I said, there are exceptions, but you need to be like very well connected if you want to be a good designer in Mexico. So I don't know, that kind of environment is kind of discouraging. I mean, I'm not sure how it is here in Vancouver because I don't really have experience, but for what I've seen, I think there is a higher concept about design. So I think location does have a great impact on what I do. Yeah.
Great. And six, if you had to start from the beginning, what advice would you give your former younger self?
I guess it would be don't take criticism so personally. For example, when I was in college, I had a lot of teachers who were really harsh on their critics and their opinions. And sometimes that instead of pushing you to be a better designer or trying new things and experimenting, they would just discourage you and unmotivate you. And most of my projects, I ended up hating them because of those bad experiences. So I guess if I could start over again, I would tell myself to learn from those critics, but be objective about them too.
Great. And 7, what's a day in your life like?
Well, right now, while I'm still at school, it's, I guess, pretty normal. I just woke up at 6, I read the Bible, I stretch a little, then I take a shower, prepare myself to go to school, and then take my classes. Right now that the weather has been nice, I've been able to go walking to school, so that's great. Then when I go back home, I just prepare my food, I do my homework, do some exercise, read again. I also watch TV to distract myself. And yeah, I guess that's basically what I do during the day, or at least right now that I'm starting. But yeah.
Great. 8 is around lifelong learning. It's a popular topic. How do you stay up to date?
I guess reading a lot of different things, different topics, also social media. And I was thinking about this too, that talking to people can also open a lot of doors because, I mean, we all have different interests. So you get to learn a lot of different topics from good conversations with people. So I guess that would be my answer.
Grade 9 is around tools. Are you mostly digital or do you use analog tools as well?
I think right now I'm more digital. When I was studying, I did more stuff like experimenting on print, uh, basically. But right now, I guess since I started working, it's been more digital than anything. But I do miss doing things manually because I think you get more experimentation, more creativity that way.
Great. And halfway number 10, how do you deal with work-life balance or life-work balance?
Well, right now, I think I'm not doing a very good job at that. But I guess it's also because the 1 year program I'm studying in is almost done. So right now, I've been sitting a lot in front of the computer. But I do try to go out and take some fresh air, take some walks, go out with friends. And lately, I've also been calling a lot of my friends from Mexico and my family to stay in touch with them. So I guess that really helps.
Great. And if you weren't doing what you do now, what might you be doing?
I would be a fashion designer. I've always had that dream when I was a kid. I don't know why I didn't choose that career when I was first deciding, but I mean, maybe I can learn one day, but yeah, I would definitely be a fashion designer.
And what would you not like to do with your career?
I guess just something that involves monotony. I mean, I think when you're doing design, there are many ways to solve one problem and many ways to communicate just one idea. So you're always trying something new. So I don't know, I wouldn't like to have a job that involves doing the same thing over and over again.
Great. And do you have a favorite word, quote, or sentence?
Well, I don't know if it's my favorite of all time, but right now, like I guess it changes depending on what I'm going through in life. But lately I've been thinking a lot about this Bible verse that is in the book of Joshua, and it says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." So I don't know. Right now that I'm kind of stressed about the future, this quote's been coming to my mind a lot. So yeah, I guess I would pick that one.
Great. And how about a least favorite word, quote, or sentence?
I guess follow your heart. Not because I don't think feelings are not important, but because I don't think that we should follow feelings blindly. I think we can be deceived by them a lot of times, so we need to, I don't know, have a balance.
Great. And 15, if you were to choose one word to describe yourself, what word would you choose?
I guess friendly. Yeah, friendly.
What keeps you up at night?
Oh, well, the future. Not knowing what's gonna happen, like what's the next stage. Yeah, when the program ends, which will be in 2 months, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So that's been what's in my mind. Yeah.
Great. And final stretch here, what's a dream you're chasing?
I don't know if it's a dream, but I just want to be happy and content with whatever comes. So I don't know, I guess be happy.
What inspires you?
A lot of things, I guess. God would be the first one. Nature, art, music, books. I love reading. Traveling also, I guess you get to see a lot of things and open your eyes to a lot of things you didn't know when you travel. So yeah.
Great. And last couple here, any advice you'd like to share?
Um, I've been thinking about this too a lot lately, that good design takes time. I guess you could apply this to everything in life, like good things always take time. But I've been thinking um, a lot that well, lately, for example, I've tried to rush myself into finishing things quickly, and I haven't enjoyed the process as much. So yeah, I would say good design takes time.
Great. And finally, number 20, how can our listeners keep tabs on you and what's our call to action?
Well, I have my social media, LinkedIn and Behance, with my name, Andrea Herrera, and my Instagram, which is anhi.design.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining today. Your typographic design is so outstanding. I knew you had to be on the show. So glad you were here today. Thanks.
No, yeah, thank you for having me. It was my first podcast and it was really fun and interesting. Thank
Thanks.
you.